On a calm spring afternoon in Guizhou, China, something impossible happened. A river known for peaceful boat rides suddenly transformed into a violent nightmare. Tourists who came to enjoy the scenery ended up fighting for their lives, as for boats vanished beneath raging waters that shouldn't have existed. This is the terrifying true story of the 2025 Qianxi River boat disaster, and the mysterious warnings locals claim they heard just days before, May 4th, 2025. The Liaoguang River looked like a mirror, calm, glassy, inviting, no wind, no dark clouds, nothing to suggest danger. Local guides said it was the safest day for tours. For tourist boats pushed away from the dock, carrying families, couples, retired travelers, all smiling, taking photos, unaware of the nightmare ahead. A guide later said, there was no warning. No rain, not even a breeze, just quiet, too quiet. These weren't flimsy rafts, they were sturdy, modern vessels, each equipped with life jackets and inspected daily. The river itself was a popular tourist spot, famed for its gentle currents and breathtaking canyon views. It was the kind of place you'd take your kids, your parents. A place where you felt completely safe, but what they didn't know was that miles upstream, deep within the mountains, a natural time bomb was ticking. The boats drifted deeper into the canyon. The limestone cliffs rose like ancient giants on either side, their reflections dancing on the water. People were laughing, pointing out unique rock formations. A father was showing his young daughter how the echo of her voice bounced off the canyon walls. It was a perfect moment, frozen in time, just before the world turned upside down. This tranquility, this illusion of safety, is what makes the next few minutes so utterly horrifying. Suddenly, a low rumble echoed through the gorge. It wasn't thunder. It sounded deeper, more guttural, like the earth itself was groaning. A few tourists looked around, confused. The guides scanned the skies, but there was nothing. The water, however, had started to behave strangely. It wasn't flowing anymore, it was surging, pulsing, small, and natural ripples appeared on the glassy surface. The air grew heavy. The birds that usually sang from the cliffs fell silent. One survivor recalled feeling a sudden, inexplicable dread. She said, it felt like the whole valley was holding its breath. Then they saw it. Around a bend in the river, a wall of churning, muddy water was hurtling towards them. It wasn't a wave, it was the river itself, rising at an impossible speed. The calm, green water was gone, replaced by a brown, violent torrent filled with uprooted trees, rocks, and debris. Panic erupted. The guides screamed for everyone to put on their life jackets, but there was no time. The monstrous surge, later identified as a sudden extreme dam burst, slammed into the first boat with the force of a freight train. The boat didn't just capsize, it disintegrated, wood splintered, metal twisted, and people were thrown into the raging current like dolls. The other boats were hit moments later. It was chaos. The roar of the water was deafening, punctuated by the screams of those fighting for their lives. The placid river had become a death trap. One moment, they were admiring the scenery. The next, they were submerged in a cold, dark, violent vortex, being pulled under by a current that no human could fight. And the aftermath. Rescue teams faced a scene of devastation. The river, now subsided but still dangerously fast, was littered with the wreckage. They found life jackets, but many weren't used. They found personal belongings, a child's shoe, a camera, a floating backpack, haunting reminders of the lives that were shattered in an instant. Survivors clung to branches and rocks along the riverbank, shivering in shock, their faces etched with horror. Many couldn't speak. They could only point towards the water, towards where their loved ones had disappeared. But here's where the story takes an even stranger turn. As investigators tried to piece together what happened, they uncovered something chilling. In the days leading up to the disaster, several villagers living near the river reported hearing strange noises at night. An old fisherman claimed he heard what sounded like a dragon crying from deep within the mountains. Another woman said she had a recurring dream of the river swallowing the valley. They dismissed it as folklore, as superstition. But these weren't just a few isolated stories. Multiple people had felt a sense of unease, a feeling that something was wrong with the mountain, with the water. They called it the Mountain's Whisper, a local legend that said the mountain would warn them of impending danger. Could these have been the early signs of the geological instability that led to the dam's collapse? Were tiny tremors, too small for seismographs to detect, causing these strange sounds? Or was it something else? Investigators officially concluded the disaster was caused by an unprecedented natural event, a landslide creating a temporary dam, which then catastrophically failed. But for the locals, the answer isn't in a geological report. It's in the whispers they chose to ignore. The Qianxi River disaster serves as a terrifying reminder that even in the most peaceful settings, nature can unleash its power without warning. It's a story of unimaginable loss, but also of incredible survival against all odds. It forces us to ask, how well do we really know the world around us? And should we listen more closely when the Earth itself seems to be trying to tell us something? Thank you for watching. If you found this story compelling, please consider subscribing for more deep dives into events that change the world. Stay safe out there.